Welcome back to their daily crypto market update. It just doesn't roll off the tongue as well as the 5-minute market update. But let's keep going. Bitcoin is looking great. Yesterday, it closed up 1.35%. I know these numbers seem like nothing, but this is actually a normal daily close for BTC. The biggest thing that we can get excited about, again, is the fact that BTC now has a higher daily close. There is a striking difference for yesterday's close compared to over here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Having Monday close right at, what's the exact number here? 95,630. It's just a hair's breadth above the 1.618 level. This is insane. And speaking of the 95K level, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pierces. Things are really getting exciting. But Bitcoin has to close above this stupid white line. I'm sorry to burst your bubbles. Now, the good news, look at that. It's literally so close. It's literally so close. BTC closed just above 95K, and it will most likely have a little bit of a red candle today. But the problem that I'm starting to see right now, is I'm seeing the price struggle to close above 95K. I'm looking at RSI, daily RSI, put in a lower high after making a recent low here. It's still overbought. We are going on a massive streak here. Just so you know, we are now going on 7 days of being overbought for BTC. Once we start having a massively overbought stretch like this, or streak, however you want to call it, it gets a little bit crazy. Now, just for comparison's sake, let's go back over here to November. In November, we had 1 day above, and we ended up having a total of 18 days of an overbought streak. But what the most interesting thing about this streak is that we only had a couple of days here just doing like absolutely nothing. And then shoot, doom, doing a little bit of nothing, and then boom, 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 boom. So right now, we're not seeing a whole lot of action. Typically, when we see an overbought streak like this, 7 days is kind of the limit. And if we don't see anything moving up high enough, fast enough, we're going to get a correction as in regards to RSI. I'm not saying it's a terrible thing, but just pay attention to the data and the numbers. I mean, 5, there's 1 day that's down. So you could try to argue this is 10 days, but it's really not though, because we have a correction right there below 70K. I'm just telling you guys, usually Bitcoin doesn't hug above RSI at 70 for 7 days and just do absolutely nothing. Again, a 14-day overbought streak. But in the first initial days, Bitcoin shot up 20%. We haven't seen that kind of a move yet. Even back over here, this was a 7-day streak. And during this 7-day period, Bitcoin shot up a lot, 34%. Here's another overbought streak, but this is after the big pushes, right? This is a 6-day overbought streak. But even here, the price of BTC shot up 12%. So where are we in comparison to those? Well, here's when we are right here. This is when we are overbought. We're up about 8%. The reality is that we're getting closer and closer to those 3 X's. Do you remember what those 3 X's are? So we have strike 1 would be price action, right? If price action is not pushing high, I don't want it to rotate. If price action is not moving above 95K, that's strike 1. That's the first thing we have to be watching for. And right now we're still seeing a struggle and we haven't closed above. Strike 2 is over here. And I can't drag it down here. I hate that. I have to actually open this up, don't I? Here we go. I'm going to do this guy. So strike 2 is RSI putting in lower lows and lower highs. It's basically going to do this zigzag down, going lower and lower and lower. That's showing weakness. Strike 3 is going to be volume. Now, unfortunately, yesterday's volume did not exceed the 30-day moving average. If we see all 3 of these things happening consistently, and now we're at the point where it's literally make or break, because Bitcoin should be able to close above $95,000. If it doesn't happen today or tomorrow, my expectation is that Bitcoin will have that pullback. It will not happen immediately. It will be slow because bulls are going to be in disbelief, thinking, oh no, it's just like a minor pullback. they're going to think, oh no, it's okay. It's just going to shoot right back up to 95K. And they're going to open up a lot of leveraged longs, which will get liquidated. They will 100% get liquidated. They're going to get embarrassed and it's going to be bad. We're going to have one of those stupid, unnecessary liquidation events. Here's another thing that we can look at too. We have essentially an ascending parallel channel, which isn't a good sign either. This is actually a bearish sign. These aren't good things to have happen. This is a bearish ascending channel. Bullish would be the opposite direction. Bullish would be like this. So the fact that we're making these higher highs and higher lows in this tight price range like this isn't bullish. I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm not trying to be like, oh, okay, I really want it to fall. I don't want it to fall. I don't want Bitcoin to fall. The fact that we're above the cloud, the daily TBO cloud for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is this, day 8 right now? This is incredible. This is great. But we're not seeing continued price action at all. And I've told you before, anytime that Bitcoin does absolutely nothing in a super tight range, expect the outcome to be bearish. So this isn't even one of those stipulations that I'm looking at that I shared before. But this is just the truth. Usually when Bitcoin does absolutely nothing, there's going to be an explosive move, typically to the downside. For another sake of another example, going back over here, let's even remove the TBO. We don't need it. When we see Bitcoin doing absolutely nothing for an extended period of time, it's not bullish. It's a sign of indecision, and usually it results in a bearish chop lower. Let me go back over here. There's also periods like this doing absolutely nothing. It's actually a pretty big range of 2 or 3%. There will be a little bit of a correction, but there needs to be a trend. Right now, there's no trend. Now, if we are coming up from an extended run like this, and then we're chopping sideways, this is nothing. This is totally fine because this is a bull flag. This is really, really good because we have this boxed range and we break out above. That's fine. Like that's textbook. We are not in a textbook formation right now because we just had 2 nice days going up and then we're not even going sideways. We're actually going in an ascending wedge right now or going up like this, which isn't good. So again, we need to see Bitcoin close above 95K in order for BTC to be bullish. This could honestly be the entire video for today, and that would be satisfactory because this tells you enough information about what should happen to the rest of the market. But there's still moves that are happening all over, and I will do my best to go through all of this and make it quick. Here we go. First things first, stablecoin dominance closed a TBO open short yesterday, which is amazing. This is a great sign. Now, keep in mind that we've seen these during periods of chop, and then the price goes up. We've also seen these as quote-unquote fake outs, like right here. Here's an open short, and then the price goes back up, and then we have an open long, open short, and then it actually falls down. But it's the start of this bearish downtrend that we are wanting to see for stablecoin dominance. This is a great sign. Plus, we cannot discount the fact that stablecoin dominance is inside the daily TBO cloud, which means that the price is in bearish consolidation. Bearish meaning price is going to go down. Consolidation means it's going to be a squiggly little crab going across, right? So this is actually a good sign. In other amazing news, others dominance did not close below support, this red line right here. In fact, it closed a second TBO close short. This alone is enough to stop the video. Yes, Bitcoin looks shaky right now, but this right here is amazing. Why? Because the more of these that I see, the more confidence that I have that this is going to be an epic run. Just like we saw 3 of these, not necessarily in a row, these 2 are actually closer together than these previous 3 back in November. This is a bullish reversal signal. You will be looking back on this and going, why didn't I listen to Aaron? He was telling me like things are going to go explosively crazy. I know that Bitcoin looks iffy right now, but it just has to close today above 95K. It is 100% possible. When that happens, it will cause others to explode. It will be confirmation across the board. Now, others continues to struggle, by the way, right here at overhead resistance. You can see right here, zoom in a little bit. We have 4 pierces of this level, but no closes above, except today, boom, baby, we're above. This is great. Now, RSI is not looking super duper strong. We really want to see another push higher for others, which means the others market cap, all those coins have to increase in price. We want to see RSI on others meet or exceed this previous high. That's what we really want to see. Now, the good news is that on-bounce volume continues to rip higher. This is so good. Everything about this is great. Ethereum is still looking meh, It's not as exciting, anywhere near as exciting as Bitcoin right now, but we still have our close short. We have a cross up. Now we're waiting to see either an open long, which is insane given the fact that this thing is so bearish, but we should see an open long or another close short on any bullish impulse. We're not seeing anything necessarily. Actually, this isn't so good, to be honest. Spoke too soon. Sorry, guys. Seeing this pink triangle, which is TBT divergence, which is a pro tier indicator in the Better Traders Club. When we see this print, there is one condition we need to pay attention to. If the slow line is pointing down and we see one of these TBT bearish divergence signals, we need to like pay attention to that. It's going to be a really, really, really strong signal. When we see the slow line flat, it's a pretty valid signal. Now, it doesn't mean that this one signal means, okay, we're definitely going to see Ethereum crash, but seeing one of these is not encouraging. What I would rather see instead are breakouts, the white dots, which we haven't seen in ages. I can't remember the last time we saw any breakouts, like these guys right back here, November 2024. We've already seen bullish reversal signals on the 4-hour many times over, but on the daily, we need to see more bullish signals, and I'm not seeing it yet other than on-balance volumes, moving average slowly starting to move higher. Now, a couple of other charts, actually a lot of other charts today. And by the way, if you like these videos, like them, share them online so you can help me grow the channel. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. I want to bring to your attention these white dots that I just talked about, TBO breakouts. The trending breakout indicator, that's what the TBO stands for, TBO, trending breakout indicator. This thing does an amazing job at finding breakouts. And when we get a breakout cluster, which is basically 3 of these white dots in a row, we should expect explosive upside continuation. Now, this signal is a little bit old, but I'm going to show you a couple examples of other charts that have also printed these. And it seemed like nothing was happening until finally, kaboom. I mean, we've seen this not just with XRP, we've also seen it with other coins. We actually have another one here for S, even though we have a TBO close long. I'm looking at this going, ooh, I like this. This is good. Now, one thing to be aware of that's not so great. Okay, here we go. Same thing. So we have 3 of these in a row, and we see a pretty nice move up higher. 13% is kind of weak, but this is also like a top 10 token. Now, seeing 2 of these blue guys right here, these little smurfs, these are TBO close longs. These are bearish reversal signals, and Solana has struggled to push back above $157 on the 4-hour time frame. But we also can clearly see that the 4-hour slow line is moving up. On the daily time frame, the price is still in bullish consolidation. So this is actually a good sign that we are in the middle of the cloud. If we're below the cloud, it's a bad sign. Now, on-balance volume is crossing below its moving average, but look at the direction of the moving average right here. It's just pointing up. Like everything about this looks great. It's just that we have this blue dot. And look, it just went away. We can't call like this, oh no, this blue dot's it's going to spell the end of the world. We have to wait until candle close. We still have 3 hours, 38 minutes on the dot. Now, these next charts I'm going to share with you all have green flags. These have green flags because they have either TBO open longs on the daily time frame or TBT bullish divergence signals. Ondo has been testing overhead resistance. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pierces in a row and an open long yesterday. My expectation is that Ondo will break higher. Look at on-balance volume moving up. That moving average is fierce. Look at RSI moving up, making higher highs and higher lows. It's a good sign. Shiba Inu, this one successfully broke above resistance. Now it's just moving up higher, and it's it's printed a TBO open long on the daily time frame. Giga printed a TBO open long on the time frame. Ohm is not printing one on the daily time frame, but on the 4-hour time frame, I am seeing a ton of these TBT bullish divergence signals to the point where we're getting these guys right here, which are clusters. And a cluster is just it's an extra qualifier. So like we have a cluster gap here of 6, meaning that whenever we see more than 3 of these happening within 6 bars, it's going to turn it into a cluster, and it just keeps going and going and going. What does this mean? A cluster is just helping us and drawing our attention to a very interesting opportunity. Now, before this cluster, we actually saw Ohm shoot up about 14%. Believe me when I say this is not a very healthy chart. It's still extremely oversold, but it is interesting that it's not falling lower. It looks bad on all counts, trust me, but look at what's happening with daily RSI. It is in a massive oversold streak now for 16 days. I know the team is trying to revive the token, And I actually think because the price is slowing down and not dumping more, and if we're going to see that close short on others, we should see Ohm at least try to push up here to the 1.0 level at 88 cents. Algo printed not just a TBO open long, but it also pushed above the 236 fib level. Way to go. XDC printed one of these on Sunday, and yesterday it pumped up 5% and it's still going higher. Floki printed one of these yesterday after closing up 13%. Look at volume coming into this chart. Oh man, look at on balance volume. Oh man, look at RSI is super overbought. This chart, I told you guys weeks ago that altcoins are going to be the most hated rally because everyone hated altcoins, but they're going to come back harder and higher than a lot of other coins will. Kava is in actually it closed at TBO open long, and I have a short-term target right now, obviously TBO resistance, but we never ever aim for the very tippy top of this at 56.20. We always go just below just to stay safe. But even from the current price up till there, like that's a nice 18% move. WIF also confirmed a TBO open long yesterday. Arrow confirmed a TBO open long yesterday. Notice that just a couple of days ago, last week on Wednesday, we had a closed short. Then after that, a couple days later, open long after the price is up 20% or so. Rune, which is really exciting, printed a TBO open long yesterday after a 5% close. This is great considering that Rune was the target of an attack, I believe, and it's fallen a ton since its high back over here in January, I believe. So it's fallen a total of, I think I have to find the exact low, 87%. It's massively oversold. And this is a great reversal sign for a chart that's massively oversold. So we could see Rune make a massive comeback. Core, again, this is just showing you the power of the TBO open long. When you identify charts that have an open long, there is a stronger chance that it will continue to go up and to the right in an uptrend. It doesn't always happen, but Core is a great example. We saw one of these printed after a pump of 11%, where most people would think, this is done. But look what's happened. We've seen it go up higher, and now it's above the cloud. Look at on-balance volume. Look at volume in general. Look at RSI. We can see all these things happening, well, at least I can, before the fact. And when we get this is our bullish confirmation signal, okay? Even if charts look like this, Hex closed on Sunday at TBO open long, even with a red candle. Yes, it doesn't have to be green. It's wild. Now, these last ones are charts we got to pay attention to because there's some interesting things happening. Ton is testing overhead resistance. Again, it printed a TBO close short on Saturday. Now we're waiting to see some bullish push above, but unfortunately, volume is not growing like we saw over here for Core. See the difference in volume alone? There's no demand for Ton right now. It's against resistance. It really needs to push above in order for it to go bullish and full on bullish mode. And it really needs to push above this 4.076 TBO resistance level on the daily. Litecoin is trying its best to test overhead resistance. It actually had an official test yesterday. You can see right here, the wick right into that white line. So that's a great sign. I do expect Litecoin to push up higher just because Litecoin is Litecoin and it gets manipulated and pumped a lot. This has been a really frustrating period to watch it just kind of grind sideways. It's going to take some time, but I do believe that Litecoin will shoot back up here. 60% is nothing for Litecoin. Going up here to like $130 or so, that should be easy, but it needs to push above overhead resistance first. Aave, this one is testing not only overhead resistance, it's also testing the 0.5 Fibonacci level. We've seen this happen with other charts. When it pushes above here, it should have a really big push, and it shouldn't take long for it to shoot up to the 0.618 level. Hype has struggled to really hold above overhead resistance. This is why we have to hold it and stay above it for 3 days. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 closes, but no real big push above that level. But look, we have a TBO open long back here on last Monday. We've seen the price going up and down, which might feel frustrating, but to be honest, it's great for a DCA bot. Plus, look at on-balance volume moving up higher. RSI is looking super strong, but volume is lacking, which is why we're not seeing that big push higher. Last but not least, this one's interesting. Not only did XMR have last Tuesday a TBO open long, it had a massive pump today, seemingly out of nowhere, and it was out of nowhere. And there's actually more to this story. I'm taking way too long today. But Zach XPT, of course, known for his sleuthing on the blockchain, a suspicious transfer was made from a potential victim for 3,520 Bitcoin. shortly after the funds began to be laundered via 6 instant exchanges and was swapped for XMR, causing the XMR price to spike 50%. Yikes, that's painful. So the unfortunate thing is that you have to protect your keys, you have to protect your crypto, but it also goes to show that it's also, crypto is forgiving in a way where we're kind of benefiting off of all of this insanity that happens. Now, just because XMR is pumped today, don't expect it to just keep pumping higher and higher and higher. This video has gone way too long. I need to stop it literally right now. But I have way more insights, updates, alerts, indicators, all that fun stuff that is shared. I didn't prep the slide. There we go. In the Better Traders Club. So if you want to join the club, go to thebettertraders.com. The link is in the description down below. Click on club. You can choose the tier that you're most interested in. If you're a crypto cheapo, you can join for as little as $1 a month. If you want access to the TBO indicator, you can join the trader tier. If you want access to everything, including the TBT divergence signal, that's going to be the pro tier. And I also want to remind you that I'm going to be in Toronto in a couple of weeks, actually, I think in 2 weeks, a little bit more than that, for our first ever Better Trader Summit in partnership with All Trading. I'm super pumped to be there. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace. Goodbye.